Alright, so there's a non-trivial amount of setup in this. I mean, it's not the worst, but we're just going to roll through it together. Because I've got really quite a lot of stuff for this game, so it takes a minute to get it all out. And get everything randomized and set up. And hopefully the camera works for this. I can drop it down to a closer angle if needed, but it's going to be significantly easier if we don't have to mess with all that. Plus there's a bunch of stuff, so you know, the less you have to crop the view, the easier it'll be to tell what's going on. Grab us out a couple of mages here, then we'll set up the market, and then we're almost ready to go. We pick a couple of people that I haven't played as before. Wow, this guy says, activate during your casting phase. Open all of your breaches. Prep any number of spells in hand to your opened breaches. I mean, that seems totally insane. Wow. Oh, okay. But once you cast a spell from his breach, it closes again. Alright, so that's totally insane. I think we're not going to play as that guy. Like, I like the crazier mages, but he seems like one maybe you don't want to try two-handed on stream for the first time you're using him, you know? Who do we got? To reveal your deck, place up to 2. Yeah, sure. We'll try these two guys. I haven't played as either of them, so we'll just see how it goes together. Set up the Nemesis deck here. Before doing that, I should remind myself how many cards go in the Nemesis deck. 3, 5, 7, right. So, a lot of people say not to mix up all the waves of stuff for this game, but personally, I like to mix up all the waves of stuff. So that's 4. And the way you keep it at least relatively balanced is when you're making the Nemesis deck, there's 3 types of cards, and you basically want to make sure you have roughly the same amount of each type of card in there. You know, roughly. And, like, you can still get hosed if all of the things you chose, you know, punch Gravehold or whatever. But that's just the magic of the variability there, you know. And so I'm using 2 mages I've never played as and a Nemesis I've never played against, who is also one of the highest difficulty Nemesis, so it'll probably be fine. Who doesn't love fighting a new nemesis on stream for the first time and getting totally wrecked by them? I mean, what more could you possibly ask for, you know? All right, so there's our nemesis deck. Get our starting decks for these gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess. Let me see. I don't think either of these guys have special breaches, so... Do. This guy starts with 2 open breaches. What a fancy lad this guy is. Oh, missed one. And... turn order deck. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get our starting hands set up here. Alright, Glyph Carver and Convergence are what we're looking for here. There's Convergence. There's Glyph Carver. And have any of you guys played Aeon's End before? This and Marvel Champions are my 2 favorite solo games. I think they're really fun. I believe those are her glyphs. Yeah. Okay. Convergence, Spark, 3 crystals. And 4 crystals and a spark go in his deck. See how much room we got off the top here. Slide everything up a little bit. Some amount of room. All right, 4 crystals and a Glyph Carver. And 3 crystals, a Glyph Carver, and a Spark in our starting deck. And we're almost there. We just need to roll up our market. So, we're going to have a market of 9 available cards that we can buy. And what I do is we're going to roll this. Well, we're just going to choose one random cost 3 spell. I chose that one. And one random 3 cost gem, just so there's something cheap in the market, basically. And after that, we're going to use a D8. That one. After that, we're going to use a D8 to randomize everything else that we get. So we're going to have 3 gems, 4 spells, and 2 relics. And it's going to be random what their prices are. Because basically we want to have at least 1 cheap gem and 1 cheap spell in the market. And after that, everything else is going to be random, you know? Push these up as far as we can here. Still stay in view. Okay, so we got a D8. We're looking for 2 more gems. We rolled a 6. Choose a random 6 cost gem. We have chosen Shining Tetrite. All right, easy enough. And I'm just grabbing these things at random out of these giant stacks of cards. The other one is a 5. And, whoop, hold on. We got Energized Rubidium. See what we get for our 2 relics. 8 is a lot of money. I believe there are 2 8s. We're going to take this one. The odds that we can actually afford to buy that in this game seem low. But hey, you know, it'll be cool if we do. And a 1. I don't think there... Well, is there a 1 cost relic? That's the question. There is a 1 cost relic. There are 2 1 cost relics. We're going to have Glass-Eyed Oracle. Maybe we'll get to that 8 cost gem after all. And let's roll up some spell costs. We got another 3. Easy enough. Grab a random 3 out. And we got a 9, which... That's a D10. I really thought we were rolling a D8. The values basically go up to 8, so we'll roll a D8. We rolled a 7. And a 1. Cheap spell. I think there's a couple of 1s. Maybe there's only 1 1. Yep, okay. So we get the 1 1. And I believe that has us all the way set up. Slide these down a little bit, give ourselves some room with our market cards there. And need to slide over a little bit because we're going to need room for Nemesis cards and stuff once they start coming out. So let me slide all this over. Try to make the table work for us here. Alright, I believe that's all still in view. Player 1, Player 2, grab some dice to use as hit point trackers and stuff. The game comes with tokens for it, but personally I find it significantly easier to use dice. And, like so, we are all set up. Seems like a good time to talk about how you play the game, and then start playing the game in a way that makes sense with how we describe it, I guess. Okay, so we are two mages. Currently we're playing as Zhana and Arachnos. And we are defending Gravehold. Gravehold has 30 life. If Gravehold loses all of its life, or we both get knocked out, we lose the game. We are defending it against this... excuse me. This Nemesis called the Burrower, who has a difficulty of 8. First, we have to shuffle the trap cards. There are two types of traps. Pit traps and landslide traps. One of them hurts us, one of them hurts Gravehold. It says, for each supply pile, place one trap card face down at the bottom of that pile. Then place 2 copies of the card for that supply pile face up on top of that trap. Next, place a trap face down on top of those 2 cards. Repeat this until there's only 1 copy of that supply card left. Set that card face up on top of the pile. Okay, so this guy is going to lay traps for us in the market here, and we are going to have bad things happen to us as we buy cards. That seems totally fine and great. Why wouldn't you want that? Alright, so let me do that real quick. Alright, so that, and then 2 cards, 2 cards, 2 cards. This is going to be bad. Do. And once we finish setting this up, we'll figure out the rules for how traps work, and then we'll get into it. Yeah, this is one of the guys from the Outcasts wave of content, which I haven't played with everything that came in there. I did play the expedition that came with it and a couple of games outside of that with some of the mages and stuff, but I haven't played all the nemesises that came in the Nameless. That's what they're called. I haven't played all the Nameless that came like in the small box expansions and stuff. And this guy is an 8 difficulty, which is, I think they only go up to 9. So this guy is right up there. Setting traps. Traps are probably fine. I'm sure it won't be terrible at all. Okay. Additional rules. When a face-down trap card is the top card of a supply pile during the Nemesis turn, reveal it and resolve it. When a face-down trap card is the top card of the supply pile during a player turn, discard it. When a player becomes exhausted, that player discards their cards in hand and one prepped spell instead of unleashing twice. And when this guy unleashes, he destroys the top card of any supply pile. If the supply has no cards in it, any player discards a card in hand instead. All right. So, seems like he's going to destroy cards off of these stacks. And when he reveals traps during his turn, it will do bad stuff. When we reveal traps during our turn, we just discard them. So, that seems fine. What could go wrong? Alright, so we are these two mages. We have to take down the Burrower. He starts with 80 life. If we can successfully beat up that 80 life before Gravehold dies or before we both die, then we win. So let's talk about what our two mages do. Zhana starts with a Glyph Carver, which says gain $1 or place 1 glyph token on top of any card in the supply. She has these 5 glyphs. Gain a charge, cast a prep spell, focus your closed breach with the lowest cost, or gain a card that costs $3 or less from any pile. When an ally gains a card with a glyph token on it, that ally or Zhana resolves that token's effect, and then you return the token to Zhana. When Zhana gains a card with a glyph token on it, place that glyph token on any card in the supply unless you are playing with one mage. Okay, so when we buy glyphed up things ourselves, it doesn't do anything really. But when Arachnos buys things with glyphs on it, then it triggers these good effects. Her special power, which takes 5 charges, is activate during any player's main phase. Gravehold gains 5 life. Place 2 glyph tokens on top of any card in the supply. So heal up Gravehold some, and place some glyphs is what that does. So let's talk about Arachnos. He doesn't have any special rules. His special card says, when prepped, when you play a gem or relic that costs $3 or more, gain a charge, and when you cast it, deal 1 damage. Seems alright. And his special power is cast any player's prepped spell. That spell deals 3 additional damage. And he starts with 2 open breaches. So, hopefully we're all in frame here. We are setting this one up on the fly, so try to get it all set up straight. So, on your turn, turn order is determined by this deck. There are 2 Nemesis cards in there, 2 player 1 and 2 player 2 cards. And when your turn comes up, you take your turn, right? And during your turn, I don't know if we're going to use these extra trap cards for anything, but during your turn, you play gems or relics. You can buy cards. You can buy charges for $2 a piece. You can focus your breaches. You can open a breach. You can prep a spell to a breach, etc. And then after After you play cards, any cards you buy go into your discard pile first. Then any gems or relics you played on your turn go in there on top of that in the order of your choice. Then you draw up to five rather. And when you run through your discard pile, you don't shuffle it, you just turn it face down. So setting up cards in the order that you want to draw them on your next deck cycle is kind of an important thing. It also means that, like, I know unless an effect here somewhere shuffles my deck, if I had perfect memory, I would know what the next cards coming up were going to be. So sometimes if it matters, like, I'll look at the top card or whatever, because like theoretically you could play with them face up and it would be the same. What else? Your breaches here are how you cast spells. Open breaches you can prep a spell into, and then at the beginning of your turn, you cast any spells that you want to, do whatever it says on there. To focus a breach, there's a cost here, and you turn them clockwise, right? So this one says it costs $10 to open or $4 to focus at this stage. So we could pay $10 and just flip this open, right? Or you could pay $4 and focus it, which gets it one step closer to being open, and also any breaches that you focus on a turn, you can prep a spell into for that turn. At the beginning of your next casting phase, you have to cast any spells that are prepped in focused breaches, not opened breaches. Hopefully that made sense. I'm sure it makes enough sense because we're just going to start. So it looks like Zhana is going to be our economy, and Arachnos is going to be our damage, but we'll see if that's how it works out. Oh, right. We've also got these 9 cards in the market. Lurking Cyanite says gain $2. If there is a Lurking Cyanite in any ally's discard pile, gain an additional $1. So we want to both get some of those. Energized Rubidium says gain $3. Any ally may discard a card in hand. If they do, that player gains 1 charge. Shining Tetrite says gain $4 that cannot be used to gain a card. All right. Flame Jab, cost 1 spell, deal 2 damage to a minion. You may destroy this if you do gain $1. So this only attacks minions, not the Nemesis. Phoenix Flame, deal 2 damage. You may lose a charge to deal 2 additional damage. This gives you free charges. This lets you spend charges. So maybe that's a little combo. I don't know. We'll see. This says deal 2 damage. You may destroy a card in hand. And Disintegrating Scythe says deal 8 damage, suffer 1 damage. Instead of discarding this, destroy it or place it on top of any player's discard pile. Huh. Interesting. All right. So interesting. So we're just going to start, see what happens. Player 2 gets to go. He's going to prep this Spark. He's going to prep Convergence. He's got $3. Oh, we forgot to talk about our relics also. Glass-Eyed Oracle is really interesting. When you play it, it says gain $1 or destroy this and any number of copies of this card in hand. You may gain a card with cost up to 3 times the number of copies destroyed. Which is totally insane. So, like, I could buy 3 of these right now. Next cycle through my deck, I could destroy all 3 of them to buy a 9 cost card. So, like, that's bonkers. Yeah, that's bonkers, is what that is. So, like, that could let us buy these blast spheres pretty easily, at least one of them. This says cast any player's prepped spell 3 times without discarding it, and then destroy it. So, like, that could make this Disintegrating Scythe do 9 damage. Not 9, 24 damage, rather. Significantly more than 9. These things are insane things. I think he's going to spend $3 and buy one flame jab. Then we discard this since it's the player turn. And he's going to buy 2 of these glass-eyed oracles. Because buying some of those seems good? Question mark, question mark. I don't know if he actually cares about flame jab. Yeah, I mean, like he could buy Lurking Cyanide instead, which is just $2. This is going to let him buy Energized Rubidium next time through, so I guess he'll just do that. All right. Then player 1 gets to go. She's got $4 and this Glyph Carver. Glyph Carver lets us place a token on top of any card in the supply, or she could just have $5. I mean, I think she buys all 3 of these. Yeah, all 3 of those. And then she's got $2 more, or $1 and 1 glyph. $2 doesn't buy anything really. Could buy a charge, I guess. We're gonna put this gain a card that costs $3 or less from any pile on this Energized Rubidium. And $1, I don't think she wants to buy a flame jab, so she's just going to call it there. Yep. All right. So, player 2 gets to go. Draw his next hand. So he's going to cast this Spark to do 1 damage. The Burrower is mad now. We hurt him, so he was going to leave us alone before, but now he's going to mess with us. We're going to prep this, and we've got $4. Which, I don't know. I think it's just a Lurking Cyanide. All right. Player 1 goes. So the Nemesis is going to get to go twice in a row, which is unfortunate. So we got $4 and a Spark, right? So costs $5 to open this, which is annoying. Because we've only got $4. Oh, this gets discarded also. $4 and a Spark. Like, oh, you know what? It only costs $4 to open this because of the way it's set up, so we're going to go ahead and open that. This Breach, when you cast stuff out of it, is +1 damage, so she puts that in there. Calls it a day. Preps the Spark. Alright, so now the Nemesis gets to go twice in a row. The Nemesis phase is you resolve any Nemesis cards that are out here. Currently there are none. You go from oldest to newest. Then you draw a Nemesis card. We drew a Power. Put this up here. Give ourselves a bit more room. Power 3. So we put 3 charges on here. And after this activates 3 times, then this bad thing will happen. We can, as a player action, spend $6 to discard this before that happens. Alright, so that's the Nemesis turn this time. The Nemesis turn now, we lose one of these. And we get an attack. It says Unleash. The player with the most prepped spells suffers 1 damage and discards a prepped spell. So that's Arachnos. He's down to 9 health, and he discards this prepped Spark. And the Unleash says, destroy the top card of any supply pile. If the supply has no cards in it, any player discards a card in hand instead. Okay, so we're going to destroy one of these lurking cyanites, because I think anything else that we destroy would trip a trap. Actually, we're not going to destroy lurking cyanite. We're going to destroy one of these flame jabs instead, because they seem like cannon fodder for being destroyed. So that's right in the glare, huh? Annoying. Yeah. Okay, so that was the Nemesis twice. So we shuffle up. Start in on the turn order deck again. I mean, we've got him down to 79 life. He's basically dead already. I don't know why this guy's rated so high. Alright, player 1 gets to go. Draw up to 5. So she's got 3 Glass-Eyed Oracles, which can get her a cost 3 and a cost 9, or a cost 3 and a cost 6 spell. Or it could get her a cost 9 spell, or this Blast Sphere, which, so she's gonna trash these. To gain a Lurking Cyanite and an Energized Rubidium. And what did it say you do if she gains a card with a thing on it? When Zhana gains a card with a glyph token on it, place that glyph token on any card in the supply. Okay, so this gets discarded, and we're going to put it back on that because Arachnos is going to buy one of those on his coming up turn. We could have cast this spell also, but we just want to leave it there to get it out of our deck, basically. And then we can place another glyph, which I think we're going to do. We'll place that there, and then we're going to spend this crystal to no effect. Yeah, because we're drawing into more crystals, so that's fine. All right. Player 2 is going to go. And we're going to prep this Flame Jab. We're going to spend these 2 to buy a charge. And we're going to burn these to gain a card that costs up to $6. We're going to take this Energized Rubidium. Which has this glyph on it that says gain a card that costs $3 or less from any supply pile. We're going to use that to gain this Lurking Cyanite, which has a glyph on it that says focus your closed breach with the lowest cost. So we're going to focus this one. Discard this trap. And we bought a charge. So draw 5. crystals, a spark, etc. All right. Player 2 goes again. So, got 3 crystals, a lurking cyanite, and a spark. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this says, if there's a lurking cyanite in any ally's discard pile, gain an additional $1. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because she has one in her discard pile. So we've got $6. Which I think we're going to open this for 5. And we're going to prep this spell in there for an action. And then, like, we could cast this Flame Jab, which damages a minion. There aren't any, but we can destroy it to gain $1. So we could get one more charge. But, oh, speaking of which, while this is prepped, we played a spell, or we played a gem that costs $3 or more, which gets us a free charge. And I think we're going to call it a day there. Player 1's going to go, wow, we are bad at shuffling this deck. The Nemesis is going to go twice in a row again, which is bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got $5. Or $4 and a $4 and a glyph is also possible. But I think we're going to spend 5 and buy one of these energized rubidiums. Discard that. And now the Nemesis is going to go twice in a row, and it's going to be bad. So, first time, we lose one of these. Power 3. Destroy the top card from the least expensive gem pile. Destroy the top card from the least expensive relic supply pile. All right. I'm sensing a theme of what this guy's got going on. And then, shockingly, the Nemesis goes again. So we lose one off of this. We lose one off of this. This one now triggers. It says Unleash, and then other stuff. So Unleash. Destroy the top card of any supply pile. So what is not going to trigger a trap is the question. We're going to destroy one of these energized rubidiums, I guess, because we don't want to set off a trap if we can avoid it. So that was his Unleash. Then any player suffers 2 damage. We'll let Zhana take that one. And then the players collectively discard 2 cards, which means we got to draw first. Probably toss a crystal. And if I had to guess, probably another crystal. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Well, I get some to $7. So he's trying to decide now if he wants to buy this Disintegrating Scythe or not. Which, like, he's gonna toss a crystal. It's fine. All right. And now we get a new card, which is a minion, 5 hit points, and a d6 here somewhere. Come on. I got d6s in here. There we go. 5 hit points. And his persistent effect is any player suffers 2 damage. So when this guy activates, someone gets punched for 2 damage. All right. Shuffle up this here turn order deck. See if maybe we can not get 2 Nemesis turns in a row this time. Oh, well, I guess it would help if we shuffled all the turn order cards in there. All right, so you guys following along all right on Aeon's end here? Any questions so far? You got bets on whether we're going to be able to take out the Burrower or not. It's not bad so far, but I feel like it's going to be bad once he destroys all the cards that we want to buy. Okay. Player 2 gets to go. So now he's definitely going to cast this Flame Jab, which does 2 damage to a minion. This guy's down to 3. And he's going to cast this Spark, which does 2 damage. 1 for the Spark, and 1 for being cast out of that level 3 Breach. And then he's got 2, 3, 4, 5, $6. Which I think is going to buy him a Spectral Echo and a Spectral and a Phoenix Flame. Sure. So now we get a free charge since we played a gem or relic that costs 3 or more. And Zhana can choose to discard a card in hand to gain a charge if she so desires. So let's see what she's got going on. Does she want to do that? 5, 6. I think she will go ahead and do that. No, she'll keep it. She doesn't really seem to care about charges very much. Alright, so the Nemesis goes, which is a real shame. We were hoping to get one more turn to be able to kill this guy before he went off, but what are you going to do? So someone takes 2 damage, we'll let Arachnos take it. And we get another minion. This guy says Shardbreaker. He's got 7 health. And his persistent effect is Gravehold suffers 1 damage. Any player discards a card in hand. So, not ideal. So charges, once you charge all the way up on whatever your player's special power is, you get to activate their special thing. So Zhana's is Gravehold gains 5 life, and place 2 glyph tokens on any cards in the supply. Arachnos' special power is cast any player's prepped spell. That spell deals 3 additional damage. So it's just special things that you get to do eventually, you know? Alright, so hopefully the Nemesis doesn't get to go again right now. Hey, player 2 gets to go. That's nice. So we're going to cast this Spark for sure. Kill this Howling Spinner. We should probably draw his hand. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got $6. He's going to get a free charge from playing this gem that costs 3 or more. $6, huh? I think $6 looks like 2 Phoenix Flames. Because we're just going to try to get his breaches open and start pumping out damage with him. And he gets free charges, so, you know. Alright, player 1 gets to go. They do not have any... Well, they're going to cast this Spark and do 2 damage to this guy. And then we've got 2 plus 1, so that's 3, 6, $7. Could be $8. It's going to be $7. And we're going to put this focusing card here. And she's got, what did I say, $7? 2, 3, 6, 7. Yeah, $7. So I think gem. Ooh, okay, so what does she want for $7? I mean, I feel like we should probably buy this giant spell and just start trying to do some damage on this guy. And we'll see if that works out for us, you know? Okay. Player 1 gets to go again. Energize Rubidium. So 3, 4, 5, 6, $7, or $6 and a glyph. Yeah. We're going to do $6 and a glyph. And the $6 is going to buy this shining tetrite, I guess. I don't know if that does buy that, actually. I think maybe it buys this energized rubidium. Yep. Okay. Discard this trap. And the Nemesis is up, I believe. Yep. Alright, so we discard one off of this. This says, destroy the top card of the least expensive gem supply pile and destroy the top card of the least expensive relic supply pile. Alright, so trash one of these. Trash one of these blast spheres, which triggers this trap. Gravehold suffers 5 damage. Alright, well. Down to 25. Now this guy goes. Gravehold suffers 1 damage and someone discards a card. So, let me draw our hands and see who's got a card they don't care about. We will certainly discard this spark. That's fine. That's unfortunate. Yep. Okay. So we shuffle these up. And this gets discarded. We need to kill this stupid shard breaker. If he hangs out for too long, it's going to be annoying. Player 1 gets to go. Alright, so player 1 drew her crazy disintegrating scythe, so we're going to play that. She's got $3. Which I guess we can buy another gem. I mean, I don't know. Get rid of these stupid traps while we can. Player 2 gets to go. So player 2's got a bunch of spells. So we're going to prep those. And he's got $2, which I guess gets him a charge. Oop. And sadly, you can't just discard cards without playing them for some effect. So, like, we can't just discard this spark, right? So we will cast this convergence spell, even though we kind of wanted to keep that prepped. To prep that spark, that does 1 damage to him. He's down to 4 life. Okay. And like he really wanted to buy one of these on his turn, but he didn't have the money for it. He was $1 short. But guess what? He gets another turn. You love to see it. So we need 4 damage here. This does 2 damage to a minion. So he's down to 2. And this does 2 damage, and it lets you destroy a card in hand. So this guy's dead. It actually does 3 damage, but, you know, that's fine. So we'll actually cast this Spark and that Spectral Echo, and let's see what we want to destroy. 5, 6. Probably a crystal. And then we prep some spells. And we've got $6. We're going to buy one of these for 3, which lets us gain a charge and focus our breach with the lowest cost. We've got $3 left. Oh, and we certainly are going to shoot off this spell. Cast any player's prep spell. That spell deals 3 additional damage. So we're going to fire this off, which does 11 damage. Down to 68. Zhana takes 1 damage from doing it, which I'm not sure how tenable that is in the long term, but then instead of discarding this, destroy it or place it on top of any player's discard pile. So she's just going to put it on top of her discard pile. It also does 1 additional damage out of that particular breach. Yes, okay. And we've got $3 more, which I think he might be good on spells for right now. So maybe we just buy another charge. Call it a day. Zhana can choose to discard a card to gain a charge if she wants. Boy, she's got a lot of money. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, she's going to discard that to get a charge. And the Nemesis gets to go now. Attack. Destroy the top card of a gem supply pile. Any player discards 2 cards in hand, and a different player discards a prepped spell. Okay. We're going to destroy that one. And let's see who can discard 2 cards without toasting their turn. 3. Yeah, that's fine. Arachnos is going to discard 2 cards. Wait, Arachnos can't discard 2 cards because a different player has to discard a prepped spell. Zhana doesn't have any prepped spells. Don't we have to discard when Shard Guy takes damage? When Shard Guy activates, he punches Gravehold for 1 and makes one of us discard a card. But he doesn't do anything when we punch him. And he's dead now, so. Okay, so Zana's got to discard 2 cards, which is a real shame because she had a great turn coming up. But, you know, that's what you got to do sometimes, I guess. Arachnos is going to discard a prepped Spark. Yeah. And I mean, we'll discard these 2, I guess. Yeah. All right. So, not ideal, but, you know, it is what it is. Player 1 gets to go. She's only got 2 cards left in hand now. Oh, you know what? She actually wanted to keep that one. So let's see. 2, 3, 4. Yep. Yep, that's fine. So Zhana is going to play this energized rubidium to gain $3, and Arachnos is going to discard a card to get a charge. Then she's going to play this to place this what you call it? Why can't I think of the word? This glyph on a supply pile. She's going to place it here. Yeah, she'll place it there. And oh, hold on. She can't place it there. Like, we want to let him focus this breach, basically. And it costs $4, so I guess it actually doesn't matter where she places it because he can't buy it this turn anyway. So maybe he doesn't actually discard that card to get a charge. Instead, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, okay. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Place that there. There we go. Okay, we got there. And she's got $3, which I think it's just going to buy a spell at this point. Try to get some damage going, you know? Okay. The Nemesis goes. No cards to activate. Targeted Disintegrate. Power 2. When a power token is removed from this, destroy the top card of the least expensive supply pile. Wow, okay. And there's no way to get rid of it, and when it triggers, any player discards 2 prepped spells. Alright. Well. Great. Shuffle these guys up here. And the Nemesis goes again. Alright, so we discard this. We destroy the top card of the least expensive supply pile, which triggers the trap underneath it. Any player suffers 4 damage. That's a lot of damage. Down to 3 life. Boy, that's a lot of damage. And also, Quicksand Lurker. If there are no relics in the supply, Gravehold suffers 1 damage. Otherwise, destroy the top card of the most expensive relic supply pile. Wow, okay. And looking for a D12 here. This guy's got 11 hit points. That seems bad. Seems bad all around. Alright. Player 2 is going to go. He's going to shoot off these. He's going to shoot off this, which does 2 damage to a minion. So this guy's down to 9. Then he's going to shoot off this, which does 2 damage, plus 1 for 3 damage. Then he's going to lose a charge to do 2 additional damage, plus 1, so 6 damage total. This guy's down to 3. We're going to prep 2 spells, and we've got 2, 3, $4, which lets us buy this Lurking Cyanite and focus our breach with the lowest cost. I think Phoenix Flame is our win condition. Get free charges, fire those off of these that give them extra damage. So we'll see if we can get that going enough to make it work. Player 2 gets to go again. Whoops. And he's got... Alright, so he shoots this. He shoots this for 3 damage. Kills this guy. You love to see it. Then he shoots this for 4 damage to the Nameless. There we go. Down to 63. Losing a charge in the process. He's going to prep a convergence, and then he's got $4. Which I think buys this last Phoenix Flame. Yeah, we got a game plan now. And if y'all will give me just a minute there, run to the facilities, and I'll be right back. All right, we are back in action. So, that glare is annoying. All right. Where are we at? It's someone's turn. So something's going to happen. The Nemesis is going to do stuff. We remove this. We destroy the top card of this supply pile. Any player discards 2 prep spells. Well, we've only got 1, so easy enough. Then, unleash twice. Any player suffers 2 damage and discards 2 cards in hand. That player gains a Cursed Manacles from the Curse deck and adds it into their hand. Well, that's not great. Let me find the curse cards here. Cursed Manacles says, gain a charge, suffer a damage, or discard 2 prepped spells to destroy this. Oof. Yeah. Alright, we're going to, alright, so first he unleashes twice. Unleash says, destroy the top card of any supply pile. So what can we destroy? So we can destroy one of these, and one of these, to not trigger a trap. Okay. So someone takes 2 damage. I mean, it's gotta be Zhana. And discards 2 cards. 2 crystals, looks like. And gains a Cursed Manacles. Which is annoying because, like, she... you have to discard prep spells to get rid of that. And, like, she doesn't have any spells, basically. So, gonna be a while till she can get rid of that. But, c'est la vie. Player 1 gets to go. So she plays that, which gains her a charge. She takes a damage. And then she's got 3, 4, 5. $5. Or $4 and a, I think she's gonna spend 5 to open up this breach. Just because she's gonna have to play some spells here pretty soon, so. Yep. And player 1 gets to go again. She's got a spell, and 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 or 6, depending on if he has one of those in his discard pile. He does not. So, $5, I think, is going to buy one of these. Discard that. And buy a charge. We're running out of cards in the supply here. So we need to turn on the damage on this guy ASAP. We're also, like, very close to being dead, and we don't have any way to heal, so yeah. Player 1. Player 1 drew 2 spells, so we shoot that off to do 2 damage, down to 61. We prep 2 spells, and I think we just leave those in there until we draw that Cursed Manacles again. And she's got 3, 4, 5, $6, and Arachnos can discard a card to get a charge. So I think he, like, actually needs all of his cards, though. So he's not going to this time around. So $6. What does $6 do for us these days? I guess we'll just buy another one of these because it's there. I don't know. Actually, that doesn't make sense. We need some damage, so she's going to buy 2 of these. Player 2. He's got 3, 6. $6. So we spend 4 to open this. We spend 2 to buy a charge. And we prep some spells. Player 1. $3, $4, $5, $6, $7. $7. Like, I want to buy this again, but like, she needs $8. That's the trick, right? Because $8 buys her that. Oh, you know what? She's got $7. She's gonna open this. Easy enough. Like, we need to buy a blast sphere and shoot it off a couple of times, to put a hurt on this guy, you know. Okay. The Nemesis is going to go. Portal Maw. 10 health. I love the art on this guy. It's really cool. Hopefully that comes through. Wandering. Reduce to 1 all damage that is dealt to this by abilities and player cards. During any player's main phase, that player may spend any amount of money to deal an equal amount of damage to this. Persistent. The player with the most expensive gem in hand discards that card and suffers 1 damage. Alright, so you gotta spend money to get rid of this guy, which is a very cool effect. I really like that. Because he reduces all damage to 1 instead. If you try to hit him with regular damage. It's a really cool effect. Alright, so 3, 6, 7 damage, and we can destroy 2 cards. We're going to destroy a Spark and a Crystal and do 7 damage, taking this guy down to 54. We're going to spend $2 punching this guy. And we're going to prep some spells. And that is what we got. Nope, don't shuffle. Almost shuffled those up, which would have been bad. Alright, this is what we're talking about. That's what we've been looking for. Alright, the Nemesis goes. So the player with the most expensive gem in hand discards that card and takes 1 damage. That's a shame. Needed that card to buy our way out from under this guy. Oh, come on with that. Get out of here. Okay, we also get another card. To discard. Discard 2 cards in hand that cost $4 or more each. And unleash twice, Gravehold suffers 3 damage is what happens when that goes off. I mean, I'm not worried about Gravehold. I'm worried about our mages dying. Because, like, if those traps go off, one of them does 4 damage to us. So, like, there's not bad odds that we just die if the traps go off. Alright, player 1. First off, we're going to discard 2 prepped spells to destroy these cursed manacles. Which is a real shame, but, you know, what are you going to do? We're going to prep this, and we're going to spend $3 on this guy, taking him down to 5. Alright. Now the Nemesis goes. Someone's going to take some damage and discard a gem. Looks like it's going to be Arachnos. Arachnos discards his most expensive gem and takes 1 damage. That's fine. Who needs, you know, life and stuff? Okay, so we also lose this, and this happens. Unleash. Greyfold suffers 2 damage. Alright, so Greyfold suffers 2 damage. Players collectively discard 2 prepped spells. Then, if any player that has a prepped spell that costs $4 or more, unleash. Alright, so we're going to discard these. And unleash. We're going to destroy this. And that's fine. Okay. Player 2 is going to go. He's going to fire this off and spend a charge to do 6 damage. Down to 48. He's going to prep 3 more of those. 1 crystal left in hand doesn't do anything. Actually, 1 crystal left in hand buys a flame jab to get rid of this last trap underneath there. And he's got $4, huh? Okay. The Nemesis goes. Actually, yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Okay. Who's got the most expensive gem in hand? I don't think anyone's got anything better than a crystal, so Zhana's going to discard a crystal and take a damage. This is going to happen. We unleash twice. So there's no way to avoid setting off a trap here, so we're going to set off this one. Greyfold suffers 5 damage. Down to 17. And then we're going to unleash and destroy another one of those. Greyfold suffers 3 damage. Down to 14. And also, this guy comes out. Armored Haze. He's got 4 armor tokens. And armor says, when this guy takes any amount of damage, it's reduced to 1. And then he's got 1 hit point on top of that. We'll use... Where's a 1? We'll use that as his 1 hit point. So we got to do 5 separate instances of damage to this guy to kill him. Which is annoying. Alright. Player 1 gets to go. Prep some spells. Buy a charge. Easy enough. Player 2 gets to go. He's going to prep this. He's going to buy 2 charges. Actually. What he's going to do actually is he's going to fire off 1 Phoenix Flame and spend these $4. That does okay, hold on. Sorry. So this guy says any player suffers 1 damage for each shield token this minion has. Then this minion suffers 1 damage. So like when this guy goes off, it kills either one of us if it hits us. So, like, we could do 3 damage to it right now. So I think that's what we got to do. Do 3 damage. 2, 3. That's not how I wanted to use those, but, you know, we're struggling to stay alive here. And then we've got $4, which is going to take this guy down to 1 life. Oof. Yeah, this one is spicy for sure. Spicy for sure. All right. It would be really, really nice if Zhana could go right now. It would be so nice. But we'll see. Player 1, come on. Player 1, here we go. Like, for us to have any shot at winning this, this needs to be player 1. Or at least player 1 needs to go before the Nemesis. Or the Nemesis could go. That's fine too. Okay, so he's got a 5. She's got a 5. I guess it doesn't really matter. She's going to discard that and take 1 damage. Then this guy, any player suffers 1 damage for each shield token this minion has. So Arachnos takes 1, and then he takes 1 damage. Okay. Ugh. 1 life each. Just need to do 48 damage, no problem. Cool, we got another minion. That's totally fine. Totally fine. When damage is dealt to this minion, reduce that damage to 1. Persistent. Any player suffers damage equal to this minion's current life. Jeez. Okay, so these guys are very similar to each other, and they are really bad for what we got going on right now. Player 2 is going to go. He's going to cast Convergence to do 1 damage to this guy and get rid of him. He's going to prep some spells, and then he's got $6, which I think buys 2 charges and kills this guy. Yep. Zhana could discard something to gain a charge, but I don't know that it matters. I don't know that it matters. All right. Player 1 is going to shoot 2 spells at this guy, taking him down to 1 life. Then she's going to prep this. She's got 2, 3, $4. I mean, there's nothing left out here to buy that helps us, you know? So, So yeah, I mean, I guess she'll buy 2 charges. Fire off one of them to get Gravehold up to 19 life. And put 2 of these on here, just on the off chance that it becomes relevant. And player 2 is going to go. He's going to cast a Spark to kill this Cauterizer. I mean, we cleared the board at least. And then he's going to draw some cards. And he's going to fire these off for 6 damage. Down to 42. And I mean, he's going to prep some spells. And then he's got $6, which I think just buys three charges. Yep. This one is looking extremely dicey. Extremely dicey. Okay, so player 1 gets to go. Gonna fire this off for 3 damage. Down to 39. Oh, and she's got 1 charge at this point. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so she's gonna buy this blast sphere for sure. And she'll put a that leaves her $1. So, I mean, instead of $1, she'll put one of these up here. Just, you know, just 'cause, I guess. And we'll see if we can do something with that blast sphere eventually. I believe the Nemesis is going to go now. Power 2. Unleash twice. The player with the most expensive prepped spell destroys it. If that spell costs $4 or less, or no spell was destroyed, unleash again. Alright, so. Yeah. Yeah, things get bad in the very near future for us. I mean, things are also already bad, but... okay. Shuffle this up. See if we can do infinity damage real quick. Seems unlikely, but, you know, stranger things have happened, I guess. Nemesis is going to go. To discard. Destroy 2 prepped spells that cost 4 or more. Ugh. Okay. Great. Cool. Player 1's going to go. Going to prep some spells. And she's got 2, 3, $4. $4, which I guess is just two charges. Doesn't seem super relevant currently. The Nemesis goes. And yeah, this seals it for us. All right, unleash twice. So we unleash once, and any of the rest of these is a trap. So let's see. Gravefold suffers 5 damage. Down to 14. The player with the most expensive prepped spell destroys it. So that's going to be Disintegrating Scythe, which, like, that... The only way we do enough damage to win is to shoot that spell off using the Blast Sphere. Which is in her discard pile. So we got to make it through 2, 3, 4, like 2 more turns with Zhana. But also, now that it got destroyed, there's basically nothing we can do. But that's fine. Also, the Magic Eater shows up, When a player deals damage to a minion with a spell, destroy that spell. Great. And its persistent effect is Gravehold takes 4 damage. So we're to the point now where, like, if we are not almost winning, the cards are bad enough that we just get totally wrecked at this point. So, player 1's going to go. 6, 9 damage. Down to 30. And prep that, and she's got 3, 4, 5, $6, which I think buys 3 charges, and then she fires it off to give Gravehold 5 life, because Gravehold is also taking a beating. I don't think it's going to be how we lose, but it's certainly not like looking good. So thought that was the blast sphere, but she's got one more turn until she gets it. Okay, has the Nemesis gone? The Nemesis has gone twice, so now Arachnos gets to go twice in a row, which is nice. So we cast this for 6, and then cast these for 4 damage to this guy. And they also get destroyed, because, I mean, why not? So he's down to 24 life. Prep 3 of these. We lost a charge, and we buy a charge. So, I mean, we might pull this out, to be honest. Hold on. So that was 2, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. So 6, 12, 16 damage for those 3. It's going to be tight. 16 damage is he's down to 8, right? 8 plus 16, yeah. Okay. So he's down to 8. But we didn't draw any spells, which is unfortunate. 3, 4, 5, 6. That buys us 3 charges. Oh boy. This one is coming down to it here. So, see if we can avoid dying. Okay. Player 1 shoots this for 2 damage, down to 6. Preps those. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, she'll spend 5 to buy this energized rubidium just to get rid of that trap. And this is basically down to the order of these turn order cards, right? So the Nemesis goes, which possibly kills us. So you get rid of this. This says unleash. We destroy a shining tetrite. Then reveal a discarded trap randomly and resolve its effect. So any player suffers 4 damage. Okay, so When a player becomes exhausted, that player discards 3 cards in hand and 1 prepped spell instead of unleash twice. Okay. Alright, so we're going to have Arachnos get exhausted. Which, let me see exactly what happens. Destroy one of your breaches. Lose all your charges. Unleash twice, but instead he discards 3 cards and 1 prepped spell. So, let me draw his cards. So, discard these. Discard this convergence. Alright, so he's dead. If Zhana takes 1 more damage, we lose. Also, he only had 1 health. So he took 3 excess damage. So Gravehold takes double that, down to 13. This says Gravehold suffers 4 damage, so Gravehold's down to 9. And we get another card. Alright, it's a minion, 14 life, and its persistent effect is unleash twice. Oh boy. This one is down to the wire here. So basically, if Zhana gets to go, where'd I put the turn order cards? If Zhana gets to go, we win. Player 2 gets to go. Player 2 preps 2 spells. Done. So we got a 1 in 3 shot. If the Nemesis goes again, we lose. Player 2 goes. We fire off these 2 spells for 6 damage, which is precisely enough damage to kill the Burrower. Jeez. Man, I did not think we were going to pull that one out. That one got real rough. That dude is nasty. But we got there in the end. And that is what counts. Whew. Man, I'm like adrenalined up from that one. That was a really good game of this. It's been a minute since I played Aeon's End, just because I really like Aeon's End, but I got all the Marvel Champion stuff, 4 months ago maybe, and I've been playing the heck out of that. And they occupy kind of similar, like, game spaces, but I really love this game. Like, the setting up your deck, and not shuffling it, and the way the market and stuff works, super fun. Whew, man. Yeah, so, Zhana was really good in the early game to get free stuff from buying cards in the market. Arachnos, his ability didn't come in handy that much, but him getting free cards to trigger, free charges to trigger Phoenix Flame consistently, like, really, really helped a lot. And yeah, Zhana had the Blast Sphere in hand too, so we might have been able to use that eventually. But, anyway, just kind of rambling now, because that was an awesome game. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I think I'm going to call it there. But, hopefully, see you guys back on Friday. I think I'm going to play Arkham Horror on Friday. We're going to have to see if we can fit it on the table because that is a beast of a game. But that's my current plan. So, see you guys back Friday, and roll a bunch of dice, probably get murdered by Cthulhu or something. So, have a great night, you guys.